Welcome back to Structures Unchained, your weekly deep dive into the world's most ambitious megaprojects. Today, we're in Dallas, where Wall Street is moving and the city is building a skyline to catch it. Dallas is in the middle of billions of dollars of construction tied to that shift. A new financial campus, a $3.7 billion downtown rebuild, a 26-mile rail line, and a 250-acre park 2 decades in the making. This is how a city becomes a financial capital in real time. Let's break it down. Before the buildings, understand the force behind them. Something is pulling American finance south, and it's reshaping Dallas faster than almost anyone expected. Look at who's already moved. JP Chase now employs more people in Texas than it does in New York, with its Plano campus as one of the biggest symbols of that shift. Charles Schwab left San Francisco after nearly 50 years to headquarter near Dallas. Bank of America is leaving Dallas's tallest building for a brand new 30-story uptown tower. Canada's Scotiabank is bringing 1,000 jobs to a building in Victory Park. And Morgan Stanley is reportedly weighing a $700 million regional headquarters that could bring thousands more. And it's gone beyond offices into actual market infrastructure. There is now a new exchange trading in the city. The Texas Stock Exchange began trading in July 2026, while NASDAQ Texas became fully operational earlier that year, turning the Y'all Street slogan into a real piece of market structure. Why is this happening? A few forces at once. Texas has no state income tax and a lighter regulatory touch, which appeals to both firms and the employees they're relocating. The rise of digital trading loosened finance's century-old need to physically cluster in Lower Manhattan. If the trade happens on a server, the trader doesn't have to sit on Wall Street. And the pandemic accelerated a migration of people and companies out of high-cost, high-tax cities that was already underway. The symbolism is what makes people stop and stare. Goldman Sachs, the stock exchange, Wall Street itself. These were as attached to New York as the Statue of Liberty. Watching pieces of them move to Texas feels like a genuine shift in the map of American power. That's the engine. Now look at what the city is building to hold it. Start with the project that turned the trend into a headline. If one building proves the migration is real, it's this one. Goldman Sachs, an institution synonymous with New York City, is building a massive new campus in Dallas. Not a satellite office. It's becoming Goldman's second largest hub anywhere in America, behind only its New York headquarters. The numbers tell the story. A roughly $500 million investment, an 800,000 square foot campus rising on a 3-acre site in Victory Park between the American Airlines Center and the Perot Museum. A 14-story tower with room for more than 5,000 workers, up from the roughly 4,000 Goldman already employs across North Texas. Rooftop gardens, childcare, a fitness center, its own adjacent park. The exterior is set to be complete by the end of 2026, with employees moving in by 2028. But here's the part that matters beyond the building. Goldman has been telling managers in high-cost cities like New York and London that they can relocate to Dallas or Salt Lake City. In some cases, relocate or leave. This isn't a company opening an outpost. It's a company shifting its center of gravity. As one Goldman executive put it, the new campus cements the city's position as a critical global hub for the firm. A financial capital needs more than office towers, though. It needs a downtown. The single biggest construction project downtown isn't a bank at all. It's the complete rebuild of the city's convention center. And it's really a plan to rebuild the whole southern edge of downtown. The Kay Bailey Hutchison Convention Center is being transformed in a project now budgeted at around $3.7 billion, a staggering jump from the $1.9 billion estimated back in 2021. Demolition is already underway. Major demolition is expected to be substantially complete by the end of 2026, with the whole project finishing in 2029. The scale is enormous. The rebuilt center will deliver roughly 750,000 square feet of contiguous exhibit hall space, plus new ballrooms and meeting halls, expanding the total footprint past 2 million square feet. And it's being built with a clever piece of engineering. Parts of the old halls sit directly over active DART light rail and Union Pacific freight lines. So crews are removing the structures above while keeping the rail corridor running underneath the entire time. But the convention center is a Trojan horse for something bigger. By reconfiguring the site, the project unlocks more than 30 acres of developable downtown land, space for housing, hotels, restaurants, and a walkable district designed to finally stitch downtown Dallas to the neighborhoods south of it, like the Cedars. It's not just a bigger convention hall. It's an attempt to build the kind of dense, connected downtown that a financial capital is supposed to have. And to connect that downtown to the region and its airport, Dallas just launched its biggest transit expansion in years. For all its growth, Dallas has the classic Sunbelt problem. It's spread out and car-dependent. The Silver Line is the biggest single attempt to change that. It's the 26-mile regional rail line linking East Plano to DFW Airport's Terminal B, crossing 7 cities and 3 counties, adding 10 new stations to the DART network. And it opened for passenger service in October 2025 after years of construction. What makes it strategically important isn't just the length, it's what it connects. The line links the northern suburbs, where so many of these corporate campuses are landing, directly to a global airport, and ties into regional rail reaching downtown Fort Worth and eventually Denton. For a metro trying to attract tens of thousands of relocating finance workers, a rail ride straight to an international airport is exactly the kind of infrastructure that makes the pitch credible. It's the connective tissue of the whole boom, the piece that turns a scatter of separate office parks into something that functions like a single region. And the last project is about giving all those new arrivals a reason to stay. For more than 20 years, Dallas has dreamed of a great park along the Trinity River, the river that runs right past downtown, but has long sat walled off behind flood control levees, more of a barrier than an amenity. After decades of failed plans, it's finally being built. Harold Simmons Park is planned as a 250-acre park system along the Trinity, with the 22-acre West Overlook now the first build underway. It's a public-private project led by the Trinity Park Conservancy, and construction has officially begun after 20 years of false starts. The head of the Conservancy put it well. Dallas did not wait 20 years for a mediocre park. They waited 20 years for a transformational park. The vision is to turn the river from something the city turns its back on into a signature front yard, trails, restored landscape, gathering spaces, and finally, a real connection between downtown and the water. It's the amenity a booming, competitive city needs to attract and keep talent. Because you can offer someone a job and a lower tax bill, but the thing that makes them stay is a place worth living in. It's the softest of the 5 projects. No bank tower, no rail line. But it may be the one that decides whether the Dallas boom produces a genuinely great city or just a bigger one. Step back and the pieces add up to a single ambition. Here's the honest part. Dallas isn't going to replace New York. Wall Street is still Wall Street, and it will be for a long time. What Dallas is becoming is something more specific. The capital of the parts of finance that no longer need to be in Lower Manhattan. The trading floors that live on servers now. The back offices, the corporate campuses, the regional headquarters. That may sound less glamorous than the new Wall Street, but it might be enough to genuinely shift the map of American finance. And the growth comes with real costs. Dallas housing prices have climbed sharply. Traffic strains a region still built for cars. Rapid growth tends to lift some neighborhoods while leaving others behind. A city getting bigger fast is not automatically a city getting better. But something real is happening here, and it's happening fast. A decade ago, Y'all Street would have been a punchline. Today, Goldman is topping out a tower. JP Morgan has more people in Texas than in New York. And there's a stock exchange trading in Dallas, built to take on the NYSE. The center of gravity in American business is shifting south, and Dallas is building in steel and rail and concrete to catch it. Whether it becomes the next great American city or a cautionary tale of growth outrunning planning depends on choices Dallas is making right now. But make no mistake, the money is moving, and Dallas is building to meet it. Would you move to Dallas for a job that used to be in New York? Drop your take in the comments. Thanks for tuning in to today's video. See you next time.